2008, we started a program in Sweden called Climate Solver, where we feel from WWF we want to highlight the disruptive entrepreneurs that are, we have so many around us that are working every day, often 24 hours, selling their house or trying to get finance to commercialize their idea. And these are entrepreneurs with stories that don't really have the financial or main financial backing, and don't really have the big corporates backing them in many cases either, and don't really have the policy backing them up yet. Whilst we all know that we need to head for a 100% renewable energy future sometime over this coming 40, 50 years. So that's why the narrative, why we launched Climate Solver, to bring these entrepreneurs, some of these entrepreneurs, into the limelight, and also to highlight some of the obstacles that they're facing, and get more policymakers, the general public as well, to be inspired by these entrepreneurs, because they are really inspiring business models and cases. Compared to other countries and G20 countries, there's a big lack in public research, development and demonstration, and private finance going into clean tech. And that's a gap that needs to be addressed in order for the entrepreneurs in this space in South Africa to really, really thrive and grow with very important solutions to the global challenges that we face. And it's a big market. I mean, we've heard the ones that have been here earlier today, that only 2014 we had $250 billion invested in wind and solar power alone. And the clean tech market totally is on $5 trillion globally. So it's a very, very important area for industrial development for the countries that take the opportunity. So in terms of the clean tech R&D budget, just to say some of the weaknesses that we've seen from South Africa in the Global Clean Tech Innovation Index, that you can also find here, the publication. We see that South Africa's expenditure on $36 million in this space is, you shouldn't compare South Africa, I shouldn't compare South Africa with Japan, but just to give a figure, it's 100 times less than Japan in this space, and 8 times less than Finland, which is a small country in economy. So that's an important gap for the country to address. And also then public and private finance are the biggest obstacles and need to be expanded for climate innovation in South Africa. And of course the Johannesburg green bond issue from last year is an important way of getting private finance to actually finance green infrastructure in the way that we need to see it. So we need to see rapid deployment of mature clean tech like solar PV and solar water heaters and public transport and so on, so that big investments can and will go green in the years ahead. And that, so building the markets and the big investment money coming into this is also needed in order to also give confidence to investors at earlier stages to invest green, like venture capital, for example, to actually invest in green tech at a larger scale than they do today. And we need more university, corporate and entrepreneurs to engage in climate innovation and supporting entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurial heroes of our time. So with that, I have introduced the Climate Solver journey over 7 years, but I haven't introduced these 3 amazing clean tech heroes that we will go on to as the next step of the program. So thank you very much.
Good evening. I was asked to give a little bit of a South African perspective on the Climate Solvers program, and I was also told not to be longer than 7 minutes. I'll be a little bit shorter than 7 minutes. We have many challenges in South Africa, as you all know, but I'll highlight 2 challenges that's very relevant here. I think the one challenge we're all aware of is our energy challenge, both of being very carbon intensive on the one hand, and also having a huge constraint on our supply right now. So any innovation that can assist us dealing with this, of course, would be very welcome in the current situation. However, we've got another challenge that's also quite relevant here, and that is the challenge with, I would say, that we don't really have any venture capital or capitalist in this country. I have had many people who made appointments with me, and I always joke with them when I greet them at my door. I said, I'm going to meet you as a venture capitalist. Please do not leave my office as a banker. Everybody except one guy have left as a banker my office. Right? In South Africa, you must have 50 prototypes, all working, 500 business cases. Everything must be sorted out before you get 1 cent from everybody. So those are two rather significant challenges that innovators and entrepreneurs face in this country. On the other hand, we're actually a country that's blessed with a lot of innovators and entrepreneurs, and I didn't make a big study of this. I'm just going to throw some names out here. So one name that you probably don't remember, but you can go ask Uncle Google, is Hendrik van der Bijl. Hendrik van der Bijl was the guy who started Eskom, ISCOR, the IDC and everything. I mean, there was a real entrepreneur and innovator. The other one that I have to mention, because I'm from Stellenbosch, of course, is Anton Rupert. If you look at what Anton Rupert did, you think about Marula, right? Amarula. Yes, Amarula, all the innovation around Amarula, and actually making it a very, very valuable product. I mean, more recently, Patrice Motsepe, Elon Musk, Mark Shuttleworth, and right now I can tell you about 3 young students from Stellenbosch who left this country because they couldn't get any traction here, and they're sitting in the US with their innovations and things like that. So there's a real pool of innovation in the country, and a whole pool of innovators and entrepreneurs that I think we should do this. And I really applaud this program. I think it's quite valuable, and I was here last year as well, and one of our students actually did quite well, and he's still doing. But I think the challenge that I want to put towards you and say, I think this climate solver is a very, very nice project and a competition to get noticed, right? And being noticed helps, and being appreciated helps. But we need to do the next thing now. We really have to help these people get significant funding with very little strings attached, and just give them a chance. And if it works, fantastic. And if it doesn't work, fantastic. At least they had the opportunity to live their dream. Thank you very much.
It's amazing what WWF is doing for everybody here, and this is incredible. Thank you.
I'd like to thank WWF for this occasion and the award that has been given to us. I do believe that energy storage, as I said before, is the Holy Grail, and it's the way we store that energy. It has to be efficient, it has to be clean, and it has to be long lifespan. And I thank you very much indeed for this opportunity to be able to bring it to the rest of the world using this organization. Thank you very much.
Venture capital is difficult to come by in this country, and we've had to make, I've listened to the co-founder of Mellowcab saying, he had to cash in the house and stuff. Totally know some of those feelings. And it's quite incredible to also start to drum up local support, and huge thank you to WWF, and I hope that also this increasing of awareness will further spur on the uptake of the technology. Thanks very much.
We want to work in a cleaner environment. Our children can't live in an environment where we keep on polluting it. And we've taken an executive decision to do just that.
I think one of the main motivations, first of all, is being a father and wanting to build a better life for my children.
The final recognition that we actually have something which is world class is great for us, and we look forward to being able to capitalize on such an award.
It will definitely open doors for us.
It's a fantastic privilege to be here today in order to receive this. Getting this recognition and validation that the work that we're doing is being recognized by the people that are at the forefront of driving climate change is fantastic validation for us. Unfortunately, we don't have the kind of startup environment that drums up as much excitement as what we might see in the media abroad. And it really takes the sponsorship and support of local institutions and also global institutions in order to create awareness around the good work that is happening within other emerging spots on the globe.
We're looking for investors. That's what innovation needs in this country.
I think an ideal type of solution would be provincial-based innovation centres where government facilitates innovation and entrepreneurship through mentorship and financial support and business building advice. And obviously then broadening some of the innovators and entrepreneurs' horizons in terms of innovation and financial feasibility in terms of innovation as well.
Events such as this, awards such as this, which raise the profile of local startups and technologies and innovations, really do go a long way. But if we could have more funders actually coming and approaching the community, being more accessible, if the advice was also more forthcoming, and we could also reach government more easily, I really believe that is something that fundamentally needs to shift. We're trying to solve issues that are on a city-wide level, but it's very hard to reach those decision makers. And if those people would be more willing to also meet up with these sort of innovators, it would really go a long way.